I listened to both albums yesterday, and I have to say, Carly Rae's is better.
Welcome to the desert of the real. Whoa. I am your host, Morpheus.
And I am your co-host, girl with bachelorette cowboy hat on.
Follow the bachelorette girl. Welcome to the Asian Not Asian podcast, the podcast with all your favorite Asian friends. This is the kind of the Halloween episode, and that's why I'm dressed like Morpheus from The Matrix.
And that's why I have this light up cowboy hat on over my headphones, because I forgot that you can't wear both at once.
I have seen you wear that cowboy hat before
for
your birthday, and I think you pulled it off great.
Thank you. I wish I could I guess I could just wear it around town, but I don't want to look like I'm in a bachelorette party.
That's true. But, I think if the pants you have on, you can't see it, but you got some good pants.
Yeah.
And then you got the little scarf.
For the video, folks, I'll put my leg up.
Boom. Look at that. Leg up. But then you still have the dance shoes.
Yeah.
Very Brooklyn of you.
It is. I'm very Brooklyn right now.
Same here. My neighbor saw me leaving, and the problem with being into fashion is that when you wear a costume, sometimes people just think you're just still wearing a regular outfit.
I legitimately, when you walked in, I said, "Why are you so dressed up?" Did you hear? I thought that was just your outfit.
I was like, no, I am dressed like a fake character, and people are like, "Oh, good look," and I'm like, "Damn it, I got to tone it down." Welcome to the show. Quickly, we just wanted to check in. Jenny, how's your Magic Mind journey going?
Oh, I'm going first?
Yeah, well, just how is it going and everything?
It's going well. It's I'm supposed to talk about why.
Yeah,
my experience
with
it.
What's going on with it?
Well, I'm taking it every day, and it tastes. I just like the taste of it. I said this last time. I just straight up like it. It's matcha flavor, and I love matcha.
I love matcha.
So I just take it with my coffee every morning. And
I love
it feels
that.
Great.
I love that.
It makes me feel healthy.
I think that's a big part of it.
My hat just fell off. Yeah.
Okay. Well, for me, I enjoy Magic Mind. For me, I'm a new dad, so my mornings are all about getting revved up, but also self-care. Okay, so I use a Magic Mind. Magic Mind's this little tiny drink shot thing. You can drink it in like 2 sips. And it just helps me get my mind right. It's not overly caffeinated. It's got matcha. It's just vibes in a tiny little bottle. Magic Mind's got matcha, nootropics, and adaptogens. It tastes good. It's easy to drink. Helps you focus. If you're interested, check out magicmind.co/Asian, and you can get 40% off your subscription for the next 10 days with the code Asian20. So again, that's magicmind.co/Asian, and use the code Asian20 to check that out. Magic Mind, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. We don't have to do a lot of the, Patreon. If you want to check out Patreon, that's the best way to support the podcast. Usually we do a shout out to our new Patreon supporters. We guess what kind of ethnicity they are, but we don't have to do that today. We're just going to keep it going. So patreon.com/Asian Not Asian Pod if you want to get up in that. But I do want to just get started because time is limited in the Matrix.
That's what they say. That's what they always say in that movie that I've seen. Definitely seen all of them.
Have you seen them all?
No, I've only seen the first one. And a while ago.
God damn it, Jenny.
I'm sorry. I can't connect on a lot of topics.
You're so funny. Yeah, and then there are things we're going to talk about later on.
That I already said I don't know what that is. But let's go. Let's effing go. Someone said we swear too much. Let's effing go.
That's honestly even more awkward when you say effing.
Let's effing go.
That's okay, because I think the guest we have is who we're going to get to is a good mixed Venn diagram of our two interests. Yeah,
that's true.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, we've already kind of like broach the topics.
Absolutely.
That we want.
This is why this is why this guest is going to be good, because they have a wide range of interest. To be honest with you, don't know how they do it, because I just don't know how anyone would have this much time on their hands. But first, we're gonna get in with story of the week. Jen, you want to start?
Yeah, I can go first.
Yeah, Jenny, what kind of Asian were you this week?
I was a dreams Asian, in that I've been having some dreams that I think reflect my anxieties. I had one night when I had a dream. I can't remember the details, but I explained it to someone afterwards. But the two themes were dating.
Okay.
Like, it was like issues with dating. But number two was, interestingly, my language skills. So I'm going to Japan for the first time in a couple of years. I haven't been since 2019. I'm going to see my family somewhat last minute in the next couple of weeks, and I think I'm getting anxious about my Japanese skills. Like, I just like don't use my Japanese that much when I'm here, and it reflected in my dream where I had to explain to someone in Japan that I'm Japanese, but I'm Japanese American. Yeah. Oh. So like, and then I remember someone telling me, well, that's why you have an accent. Yeah, in Japanese. And then someone said, that's why you have an accent. And I said, yeah, that's why. Even though I don't think I have that much of an accent, but I think I'm anxious about it because I had a full like scene in my dreams where I'm like explaining myself and like the fact that don't live here and like I haven't used my Japanese in a while, and I was like kind of being like self-deprecating about it in my dream. And then I woke up and I was like, I must be anxious about going to Japan. Okay. Like, I'm excited, but I'm also nervous.
For sure. That's like your brain is like, oh, I better practice some Japanese and like prepare myself for the weird Japanese interactions I might get.
Totally. And also with my family. Like, I hope I can communicate with my family.
But your Japanese is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's deteriorated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually got better in college because I minored in it.
Oh.
I like forced, because I wanted to get better at it. Yeah. So I was so good in college. And since then, it's just like deteriorated very rapidly. Especially the last 3 years, it's gotten really, in the pandemic, like I'm not talking to people in Japanese. So
Fumi always told me that in Japanese, when you speak the language, he says that sometimes he purposely speaks English to Japanese people because you can be rude in English and not in Japanese. It's like harder to be rude, according to him.
You can't be rude in Japanese.
Really?
I mean, you can be, but it's like more subtle. It's like little things.
Excuse me, you smell bad.
It's not like even that? The words. It's like the tone, or like the. Wow. It's like the what do you call it? Like using like proper like tenses, or like not. That's how you be rude.
Oh, but not using the right tenses.
Yeah, like not
don't even conjugate. Yo, fuck conjugation. And that's exactly. How. Oh my god, that person didn't conjugate. Like that's very rude.
Or there's like a way to like not, make yourself small. That's rude. It's very different. The other thing is, if you use English in Japan, you actually get weirdly better service because now you're treated like a foreigner. Yeah. Whereas if you're a Japanese person who can't speak Japanese well, that's different. You're just like, not good. You're just uneducated. So it's almost better to go in and be like, I'm American, and get like that benefit. My dad says that all the time because my dad lived there as an American.
Oh, I see.
And he's like, sometimes when you just want better service, you speak in English. I'm like, oh my God.
Just roll up in there and speak Spanish, homie.
Yeah.
Mentirosa. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm thinking about my dreams. Okay, I had a couple dreams. One of them was I had to take the SAT again. And because I had taken it, I was on the path to like go back to college. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, maybe I can go to UCI. That looks more fun.
What?
I was like, yo, I was
You're having these thoughts now?
I had this, I occasionally will have dreams related to school. Like one time I had a dream where I was a doctor, but I didn't remember med school. And I was like, man, I'm going to have to fake it till I make it. And I did not. I was like, people were asking me, doctor, what do you think you should bub? And I was like, scalpel. I had no idea what was happening. Recently, the other night, I had this sweet dream, and I swear this will segue into our guest, is I dreamt that I was in the Star Wars universe. Uh-huh. Okay? And I had force powers, but I wasn't light or dark, but I was just like kicking a lot of ass, and I was using the lightsaber in a way that I was like riding the lightsaber like a witch rides a broom, and I was like, yo, why didn't they ever do this in the movies? The lightsaber like has, like why not? Like you can throw the lightsaber and have it come back to you. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you could ride it. I don't know. And I was like, I got to get up to the Star Destroyer and like do stuff. And then like, but I just felt very powerful, Yeah. Obviously the Force is very powerful. So I was like, yo, maybe I woke up and I'm to this, as I was driving here, it was such a dope dream that like I was trying to remember more of it. Yeah. Like what other cool things that I do? I was like tossing droids out of windows and ripping shit up and like throwing my lightsaber and I was piloting my ship and I was like, this is awesome, but I don't know what it means, you know?
Right.
I don't know where I'm going with it. I don't have anxiety about Star Wars, or do I?
I don't think it means anything. I think it just means that you had a dope dream.
Fuck.
You have a gorgeous creative mind, Mike.
Man.
That's what this is about.
Well, I wanted to ask our guest, who has a gorgeous creative mind. Okay, this guest
Incredible
has been on before. They describe themselves as a radical cyborg. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay, but writer, comedian, cyborg, Jes Tom, everybody. Whoa!
Hi, thanks for having me.
Slash the Red Ranger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lift it so the
hold up your
camera-
Red Ranger.
Well, I want to say, I think today I'm specifically Andrew from Bling Empire. As the costume.
So
I love it.
Yeah. Well, so for people who don't know necessarily what that means,
He's the toxic boyfriend who
Yes.
played the Red Ranger and also was on the Netflix billionaire Asian reality show.
it looks
Bling
like.
Empire, which should be called Bling Dynasty, and it really bothers me every single time.
Oh my god!
Why? Yeah, it makes sense. Why is it? Hello.
You're so right.
That's what it's called, Bling Dynasty. Are you stupid? It bothers me. It bothers me.
Starting off hot.
It does seem like now, because you brought that in, but I realized that your costume is I killed the Red Ranger and I'm holding his head.
Cool.
Yeah, look at this is what happens if you fuck with my girls.
I've consumed his body, and now I've taken his power.
I like that. Do you have any thoughts on my or any of our dreams on a Japanese language dream or Star Wars dream?
I've actually been in a real Star Wars mode lately.
Oh shit!
Yes, I actually recently, like just the other day, rewatched Star Wars Episode 1.
The fucking episode
one.
1.
George Lucas's epic classic Star Wars Episode 1.
Okay. I've only recently realized that you are kind of like a sci-fi dork.
Yes, I am.
I didn't know that. Okay.
It's because I'm deeply disassociated from the real world.
I love that.
I only feel comfortable
100%.
in a high fantasy or sci-fi
Beautiful.
or even horror situation.
Interesting.
I'm like, ghosts would be better than this.
Where are some poltergeists? You know what? Honestly, I with everything that's going on with inflation, sure,
everything, yeah.
throw some ghosts in there. So you're in a Star Wars mode.
Yes.
I got back into Star Wars recently because of the AI art generator DALL-E.
Oh my god.
And I started.
Do you have one of those accounts? I don't know how it works.
I don't know. I just go into the browser like somebody's uncle. But something I started doing on DALL-E is I created a character, quote unquote, who's called Gay Darth Maul. And I just make him, through AI, do things. So I'm like, gay Darth Maul swimming with dolphins.
Yeah.
Gay Darth Maul riding a horse on the beach.
Right.
And it generates these like buff, handsome, shirtless Darth Mauls. Like doing, like literally riding a beautiful horse on the beach with like a beautiful shirtless man beside him.
Sure.
Is there something that makes gay Darth Maul like particularly gay?
They show him shirtless a lot.
Yeah.
He's like buff and like handsome.
And he's like with other men.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's with other men. And
Is his
sometimes
body
he's
red and
kissing
black
them.
also?
Sometimes his body is red and black. Sometimes
Sick.
his body is flesh colored, but his face.
But his face is red and black.
Yeah, it varies.
I love
Okay.
that.
So I've gotten deep into the idea of the gay Darth Maul cinematic universe.
Yeah.
I think that he really exemplifies like something that we can all aspire to. Like he has hobbies, he has friends.
Yeah.
He's living his life to the fullest. He's having new experiences. He's swimming with manta rays. He's in the jungle with a machete.
Right. So he's Sith, but that's not who he is.
Yeah, there's more to him.
Exactly.
Right. There's
That's
more
his
to me
job.
than Sith. Yeah.
I think episode 1 is his prequel. Like that's before he could be truly himself. And he is gay in the movie. He's like wearing Issey Miyake.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
He is. He's wearing.
He is?
He's wearing like the back of his robe has like an origami type.
Oh yes.
And he's
it's
always
pleats for sure.
exactly it pleats, and he has his hood up. He's so dramatic. He's like stalking.
Yeah.
He's a theater kid. Yeah.
He's short. They're always showing him with other like aliens that are taller than him.
Yeah.
I just think he has a very kind of feminine, swishy way of moving.
Well, I think you're onto something, because the Darth Maul, the prequels set up Darth Maul as a certain thing, but then later on in Clone Wars, he's like not totally different, but like they expand on him a lot.
So I have to be honest that I don't actually know that much about the actual deeper canon of
That's
Darth
fine.
Maul.
Yeah.
But when I looked up, I was curious because I've been generating so many gay Darth Maul images
Yeah.
that I Googled quote unquote gay Darth Maul just to see what would come up, and there is an intense gay Darth Maul porn cinematic.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
Okay.
There's
Really
a
is
lot of
everything.
that.
Yeah.
A lot of, and bisexual. You know, he
Yeah.
does a lot of different things with a lot of different species.
Good for him,
and
yeah.
genders.
What do you think? Because either way, I mean, I think you're like, there's something about this character where whether you're making Clone Wars or you're making gay Darth Maul AI art, there's something about this character where you're like, there's got to be more. It's kind of like Boba Fett, right? Like Boba Fett is in the canon or the mainline canon for like 2 minutes. He has like 2 lines. Darth Maul sort of the same thing. You know, like he's in it. He gets killed right away, and so I think. I don't know. What is it about this character where people are like, there's got to be more?
Well, he's so compelling. I mean, his eyes, his captivating eyes. You just think,
like,
what is
yellow?
he thinking?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's going on
What's
in
going
there?
in there? Yeah.
And he's silent, you know? He
Right.
just stands there
Yeah.
most of the time. You're like, what's going on in his head?
Yeah.
He's thinking
Yeah.
about gay stuff.
He's like, man, I could get back to my dolphins right now.
Yeah. He's like, but what does Darth Maul want? They're like, Darth Maul, you have to go hunt down the Jedi.
Go hunt on the Jedi.
And he's like, but what does gay Darth Maul want? What about me?
What about my
Oh my
PTO? I put in my
God.
PTO like 2 weeks ago, and I need to go
I'm
do some PTO.
So obsessed with the idea of an AI generator bringing you back to Star Wars. Like, that's
I
such
love
a
it.
journey.
I think that, and maybe now that we've phrased it like that, I'm like, is this part of a deep propaganda machine where Disney has like subliminally put images that I would relate to into this
Wait,
thing
yeah.
so that
So, like-
I will watch their properties.
Right.
So like George Lucas, you know, he codes a lot of his characters, right? So it's like
Asian codes them
right.
Asian.
Yeah. This is an Asian character, but we need something for LGBTQ community. Okay, how about a horned, silent,
Issei Miyake wearing.
Miyake wearing gymnastic, dual lightsaber.
Dual lightsaber, double-ended.
Double-ended. Yo, you're blowing my mind here.
I love it. No, and it's really, I think it's in the canon when he has the fight with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn, total threesome energy.
Yes.
And
Now I need to rewatch it.
if you recall, okay, do you remember, I'm asking Mike because you seem like more of a nerd than
I
Jenny,
know very little.
but
Why? Just because I'm dressed like Morpheus from the Matrix? Yeah.
in that fight scene, there's a part with like a hallway with laser doors.
The force field separates them.
Yes, and Obi-Wan has to watch as Darth Maul takes down his master, Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yes.
From behind the door, he gets cucked.
Oh,
Moment. That's a cuck moment.
Wow.
we've all been there
We've
during
all
our
been
threesome.
there.
We're having a threesome, and we're like, "Oh yeah!"
Exactly.
And then the force field pops up, and you're like, "Ah!"
Exactly, and you just have to watch as somebody else penetrates your man.
And you're like, "Oh!" As soon as this force field comes down, though, it's on.
It's on. It's me. It's me time.
It's me
Finally,
time.
something I can relate to.
Finally.
Finally.
Oh
I
my
think
gosh.
the point is there is something for everyone in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
On
Hey.
Disney Plus.
On Disney Plus. Yeah, I didn't know you were. Well, how about? Do you have any thoughts on Jenny's dreams?
My language dreams.
The language dreams.
My anxiety
That's
dreams.
a tricky one.
Okay.
My dating anxiety dreams.
This is the thing about Jenny's dream is that I'm a 5th generation Japanese American. I'm sure we've talked about
We've
this
talked about
a
because we're
little.
both from the Bay Area.
This is a 3 Bay Area Asian.
Yeah.
This is about the diversity of Bay Area Asians.
Oh,
in
so
this room
diverse.
right
For
wow,
sure.
Mike, you're included in this.
Yes. Finally, I made it.
But I'm Gosei.
Uh-huh.
So I don't speak Japanese at all. You know, my grandma doesn't speak Japanese
Yeah.
because she like grew up in World War II.
Right.
America.
Yeah.
So I just feel jealous of that.
Oh yeah, for real. Have you been to Japan?
No.
You haven't?
I've actually never been off of the quote unquote United States of America. Isn't that
Really?
horrible?
Do you have a passport?
I've been to Hawaii.
You've been to Hawaii.
And I've been
Hawaii's
to Hawaii
beautiful.
a lot.
Okay, that's
Which shouldn't be the United States. Arguably
I
none
know.
of
No,
it
yeah,
should be the
technically,
United
yeah,
States.
yeah.
I do have a passport, but I've literally never. I got it in like 2019.
You got
Oh,
it. Yeah,
wow.
we need to share the Jes Tom experience with. They need this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
want to go.
Fucking in Canada, I feel like,
Places.
alone. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I want to go place. I got JFL and they did it in LA. Anyway,
Fuck.
Oh, so you haven't been to Canada either?
No.
Oh, you really? It's the United States.
Yeah.
Like, not even just the continent.
No, well, I've been to Hawaii.
Hawaii. Yeah. Hawaii counts. It's
Yeah.
different.
Hawaii is different.
Very different.
Yeah.
It's
fine.
super different.
Yeah. Do you feel if you went to Japan, you would have that kind of same anxiety?
I wonder all the time. I mean, I would only have the option of speaking English
Yeah.
and coming off as an American because that's all I can do.
Yeah.
But I've always wondered how they would treat me in Japan. But I mean, like, Japanese people are not nice to me. Are they nice to you?
They're nice. I think in Japan they're really nice. If
'Cause
you
you're
are
American.
foreign, because you're American.
But
I mean,
not
they're
as a
nice in
Japanese
general.
person.
No. Yeah. I mean, like, they're not rude. It's gonna be kind, but I will say the best reactions I get are when I'm speaking English and then I switch to Japanese, and then they're like, oh, "She can do both."
Oh
Right.
shit!
And that's when I get respect.
And then you rip off your face.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
And I'm gay Darth Maul.
oh no, it's gay Darth Maul!
Not again!
Not again!
I'm just looking for something for my boyfriend.
Oh, that's nice. No, I don't. I feel like Japanese people are. Is this okay to say on the Asian podcast? Super grossed out by me.
Oh, yeah?
I'm half Japanese and half
Yeah.
Chinese. They're like, what?
Yeah, I mean, Japanese people are not, the nicest when it comes to stuff like that.
No, they're not. And like, I feel like my experience with, and I've known plenty of Japanese people from Japan who are super nice and great. But a lot of the time, my experience with them is me being like, oh, I'm Japanese too.
Yeah.
Like, look at my. One time I met this actress who was from Japan, and I literally pulled out my ID. This is me being a pick-me. Being like, look at my middle name. My middle name is Shizue, which is literally like an old school Japanese name.
Yeah.
And she kind of was like,
Oh, this anime fan really wants to be
never mind.
Japanese.
Sorry, never mind.
Dang.
I'm sorry I said anything. I just shouldn't have said anything.
I think if you go to Tokyo and just speak English and just like really just be like, I'm American.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a different experience.
No, get into my gaijin
Yeah, exactly.
energy.
Exactly.
Yeah, when I went to Japan, I told Fumi this. Me and Gina, I think we would, for a second, confuse them. They're like, they're like reading us. And they're like, what's going on? And I would like not say anything until they sat me down at the table. And then, because like I couldn't be sure sometimes if they were like going to seat me or not. And I think they were also like, do we seat this guy?
You couldn't be sure if you were going to be like racially profiled.
I didn't know.
against.
I just didn't know. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was just,
true.
Yeah, and then I didn't have the gay Darth Maul mentality at the time. So I just was like, all right, I'm just gonna have to do this. What other sci-fi stuff are you into?
Yeah.
We were talking recently. Let's see here. And then a lot of horror stuff you're into. I'm not into horror.
So I'm into. I immediately think of Alien.
Alien, the original Alien.
The original
Hell
I
yeah.
haven't seen Alien. I'm really behind.
No, that's okay.
It's
But Alien is
classic.
really good.
It's really
You should
good.
see Alien.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
What else do I like that's sci-fi? I like the axis of sci-fi and horror. So I like that. I like the more recent. I love like Annihilation with Natalie Portman.
Yeah, I need to watch that too. With that was like an all-star cast.
Yeah, Natalie Portman, Oscar Isaac.
Yes.
Gina Rodriguez is in it. Yeah, playing a lesbian.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, which is a little weird.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's a lesbian because she has an undercut.
Oh my that's how they do.
Yeah, they do. They love that.
That's what Hollywood does. Is like they go to Dali and they're like, we need to make this person a lesbian.
Yeah.
And
They're
then
like
they
lesbian
undercut.
haircut.
And lesbian haircut. And
Like
then
we can't imagine
undercut.
it.
We can't-
Can you?
we have to use powerful AI for us to imagine a
Can
lesbian
the robot
character.
show us what a lesbian might look like?
Maybe, I guess, you
And they
know.
all have undercuts.
I grew up on Star Trek. Like,
Yes.
my dad watched Star Trek.
Which
Yeah.
Star Trek?
The one with Kate Mulgrew, Captain Janeway.
Whoa!
Yeah, so I have a lot of that makes sense for me. I
Voyager.
have a lot of mommy kind of stuff. Yeah, mommy and daddy stuff.
Yeah.
My dad was watching the mom. I was watching. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes. Did you watch any Star
No.
Trek? No.
What do you like, Jenny? Why don't you want to say something you like?
No, yeah, she's into.
You like feeling
She's
anxiety?
Yeah, I love
she's into
feeling-
Pitbull.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love
Okay.
Pitbull.
She loves Pitbull.
I brought 2 bald caps because Mike last minute was like, do you have any costumes? And I was like, I really don't have that many. But one day when I was manic during the pandemic, I bought bald caps, like the cheapest bald caps, and I have two. And Jess, I know you have a small head, and I have a huge head, so I was like, "There's one big one and one small one." So if Jess doesn't bring a costume,
And I'm
we could
already
just
bald. Boom.
We could both dress up and be like, "We're Pitbull."
Should we be all dressed up as Pitbull right now? I could easily become Pitbull in this
That's
costume.
true.
could.
You kind of could just say this is
could.
Pitbull.
You're right. I could just say this is Pitbull.
But I just think Pitbull to me is a fascinating, fun pop culture like person and like figure who no one thinks about. No one is like straight up just a Pitbull fan.
No, yes, they are. People from
Are there?
Florida love Pitbull.
Florida maybe, but I've never met someone who would be like my top 5 artists includes Pitbull.
I think
Have you?
I've
Bring them to
encountered
me.
Pitbull people. Okay, speaking of the Bay Area, at the Phil's Coffee in Russian Hill by my sister's house, there is, I'm pretty sure, a huge... Okay, it's funny because they have a lot of like rainbow flags and like consent is sexy stuff, and then recently they put up a huge flag that has Pitbull.
Really?
Yeah.
Can someone in San Francisco take a picture of it and send it
Verify.
to me? Please verify.
Verify that this is true, or if I'm racist against men. Like,
Who are bald.
racist against kind of like, mid-level rapper celebrity men. But I'm pretty sure it's
Totally.
Pitbull.
Wow.
I think you need to go in DALL-E and work on some sort of
Yeah.
alternate universe
Universe.
Pitbull.
Yeah.
Jenny
Like-
and Pitbull.
Jenny
hanging out.
and Pitbull
That
hanging
would
out.
really make my day.
Just like going to Whole Foods.
Yeah, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool.
Me and Pitbull go to Whole Foods. And they like make like a risotto together.
Oh, that's cute.
That's really
That's
cute.
nice.
You know?
See, AI, I think there's
AI.
a lot of issues with AI. There's
For sure.
a lot of issues with
Yes.
technology, but I
Yes.
like the way it allows us to imagine speculative worlds,
Yeah.
which is very science fiction.
That is.
It is.
That is.
It is. And I think that there needs to be a force for this very kind of personal...
There needs to be a force.
Just
Yeah.
stop there.
Just needs to be a force, period. Mike using the force as Morpheus / Pitbull. I love Pitbull. So I think that's great.
These are the theme of this episode. I think is iconic bald
Yeah.
people. Morpheus,
Oh
my
Pitbull,
God.
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Wow. This is iconic. We
Well-
should be wearing bald caps right now.
Do you want to put yours on real quick?
This is almost a
it's
bald
too
cap.
much.
Yeah, I was
for-
gonna say.
Yeah.
Helmets are like bald caps. We're joined by the Red Ranger, who's gay.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a question in here, which I now realize is ridiculous. I was going to ask you what's the most gay or trans sci-fi series, but I realize now that a lot of series can be.
Yeah, they're all.
Yeah, they're all like
They're
this.
all necessarily.
Oh.
I think that in that science fiction is necessarily speculative fiction,
Yeah.
it kind of, just lends itself to a queer and trans narrative.
So that's
It
that.
got so quiet. Wow,
Yeah.
that was good.
But that's why, like, this is maybe a little controversial, but it really bothered me when on, I don't even know the name of this, that newest Star Wars series, live action series.
Yeah.
They had, like, non-binary characters played by non-binary actors, but then they were still doing, like, actually, my pronouns are they, them. And I was like, they're on a spaceship! Like, you don't have to say that.
Right, yeah,
There's, like,
yeah.
aliens
It's just,
everywhere.
It's just
Oh my
something they do.
gosh.
Right,
It's like,
exactly.
look
Yeah.
around, like, everybody's a different species. Like, why do we still have to do, like, what are your pronouns? Like, it
Would
really
they do
bothers
jokes
me.
about it? Like, would they do
No,
jokes?
it's not
or-
a joke. It's like a serious, like, don't misgender me.
I see.
please.
So it's like a-
don't misgender me on this spaceship.
I see.
That bothers
Interesting.
me. I'm
Really?
like, this is like 1,000 years in the
Yeah.
future. Like, we don't have to have this
Right,
conversation.
right. We can just move.
Right. This is not even.
just-
yeah, that's not
it could just
not
be
their
it.
worldview.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think that we can use, and I mean, the original Star Wars is full of allegory about gender and about race. And so
Yeah.
they were already talking about that stuff. And it actually feels really regressive to me to like
Interesting.
give it this kind of, 21st century framework of like, what is everybody's pronouns?
Yeah.
Like everybody go around the deck
Yeah.
and say
Everyone
what
go
your
around the
pronouns
Millennium
are.
Falcon.
Yeah, it's
and say your
annoying.
pronouns.
It's like you literally are a alien.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what your like body is
Right.
like. Like I don't.
Interesting.
There was what was that one? There was like a Star Wars parody movie. It's based on. I mean,
Oh,
with Tim Allen.
old-
Oh yeah.
Tim Allen?
Yes, I know exactly what this is.
Hold on
Galaxy
here.
Quest.
Yes, Galaxy Quest.
Oh.
And in that, there's an alien who's like a shapeshifter, and like the shapeshifting alien falls in love with a human. And I was like, that is such a great, like a, you know what I'm saying? Like this,
Yes.
you like imagine falling in love with just like a mass of cells, which is kind of like a cool, like,
Love is love.
yes, that's a, you know,
And that was from
Yes.
the 90s.
yeah, and it has Tim Allen in it.
And it has Tim Allen, and it has Alan Rickman.
And Alan Rickman and Sigourney Weaver's in
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Iconic sci-fi and fantasy, and Tim Allen
it. Yeah, Tim Allen.
of the fantasy of the Americana.
Yeah, Home
the
Improvement.
American Dream.
Home Improvement.
Yeah.
That's a
very,
fantasy.
very fantasy. That is not real at all.
Yeah.
No. These are all things that Jenny has not seen.
I have not seen. I was about to say Spaceballs is the only one that I have.
You've seen Spaceballs?
I have
Okay.
seen
I've
Spaceballs.
probably seen that a long time ago.
I've seen Spaceballs. That's
What about, Alan Rickman reminded me of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I've
You know,
never
I
seen
haven't
that either.
I haven't seen that because I heard mixed things about the. I don't know. It's an adaptation, so it's always tricky.
I love it. I watched this recently too, and I've read the book. It's definitely, I mean, it's a very, like, 2004 kind of twee, Zooey Deschanel is in.
Yeah.
Oh, Zoe Deschanel's in it.
Manic pixie
Yeah.
dream girl.
The
Blunt
main
haircut.
guy is, I forget the actual actor's name, but he plays the Hobbit.
Oh yes, Martin Freeman.
Yes.
Yes,
Martin
yes, he's
Freeman.
yeah.
in it. Yes,
So it's the Hobbit and Zooey Deschanel
yes.
on a spaceship,
On a
traveling
spaceship.
through space.
Through space, not using pronouns.
Not using pronouns. Alan Rickman plays a gay, depressed robot.
Oh yeah.
They don't say he's gay, but he's acting.
Oh
really
yes,
gay.
yes. It's very clear there's something like different about this robot, and
Yeah.
he's suicidal.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a suicidal
because
robot.
he's gay. And
Yes.
Wow.
it's
I
really
need
a
to get into
statement
sci-fi.
on
You need
the
to have,
importance of support
Yeah.
for gay people.
Yeah.
especially
gay
robots,
robots.
gay
And gay
robots,
robots.
And gay robots.
and gay robots. I feel okay. We have to do an analysis like this with Power Rangers. Is Power Rangers? Is that
Power Rangers is so deep. But I will say just contextually that most of my knowledge of Power Rangers comes from me literally watching the first season of Power Rangers as a child.
Yes, me
Yeah.
too.
Totally.
I didn't
Not
even
a
know there were
lot
more
since
seasons.
then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's a huge world, a huge universe, but
There's so many
Massive
versions
cinematic
of them.
universe.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. And it's one of those things where it's like if everyone's special, is anyone special? But
You're so right.
Power Rangers, I feel like, is for me such a deep root of like colonized desire, actually.
Whoa.
Yeah, and like subliminally learning racism for me
Okay.
specifically.
Wow.
Because, like, I came of age with the era of Power Rangers that's like, the Yellow Ranger's yellow, the Black
Yeah.
Ranger's black, the White Ranger's white
Yes.
kind of vibe. And I obviously really imprinted on Trini Kwan, the Yellow Ranger.
Of course.
Because she had bangs
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah.
Yes, we all
And-
did. We all identified with
We
it.
all had bangs.
We
like
all had
We
bangs like
all-
that.
Yeah.
And then after Trini Kwan, or the actress who played her, died.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a crazy story. The Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know the story.
The story is, it was her and, you guys know who Dustin Nguyen is? The actor?
No.
Dustin Nguyen. He was in 21 Jump Street.
Okay.
The original one.
Yeah.
On the TV show.
Yeah.
He was on it. It's him, his fiance, and Trini Kwan. He was not in the car, but the two of them were in the car, and there was a car accident.
Yeah.
And so she got paralyzed,
Oh.
and then Trini Kwan unfortunately passed away. So it's a
Whatever
crazy.
her real name is.
Yeah.
She has a real name.
Yeah, Trini Kwan, the actress who played.
Yes. Yes.
So that's kind of like the real world spillover of like Dustin Nguyen, who's
Wow.
like Asian American acting royalty, So it's like anyways,
know
continue.
And then so then Trin. Yeah.
So by going back,
So your relationship to Power Rangers
And race and the liminal space of Asian Americanness in a white and black racialized America.
Yes.
Whoa.
But then they, and then the new Yellow Ranger was Alicia, who was a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I chose an alignment to the Pink Ranger, who was a white woman.
Wow.
Yeah, I chose racism
Mm.
in that moment. I actually think
What
that's a
does choose
formative
mean?
childhood thing.
that you just were
That
like
you identify with.
identify
Everybody
more
has to
with?
identify
I just-
with the Power Ranger.
I
right?
decided the pink one was my favorite then
Oh.
in that moment.
Wow.
So I think I I think that there's something about
It's white
me
supremacy.
learning white supremacy there.
Yeah.
Yo.
That I now have contended with. And now I would choose Alicia as my favorite.
Yes.
But really, R.I.P. Trini.
Yeah, but really, yeah.
R.I.P.
Twee Trang is her.
Twee.
What was her
yeah.
name?
R.I.P.
R.I.P. And yeah, I see what you're saying there, and I feel, gosh, I don't even know where to go with this.
That's just a confession.
No, yeah, Power Rangers
Thank you
is
for
like,
being honest.
yeah, thank you.
I just
And-
want everyone to know I've been on a long journey of
Yes.
self-healing.
Yes.
and
We
now,
all have.
and
We're-
now, yeah,
Yeah. Well, did you at your age?
my age. Oh God,
Did you play Power Rangers?
I didn't play. I was old enough when it was out that I was young enough where I watched the first season
Yeah.
and I didn't sort of like be like, this is such for kid stuff. But maybe by the time the second, let's just say this, I watched the first couple seasons of Sailor Moon.
Oh, I love Sailor Moon.
Sailor
When it came to
Moon-
a-
okay, now
When
we're
it,
getting-
yeah, now we're back on track, everybody. Now we're back on track. But when it came out in America, I was like following all along with Tuxedo Mask and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and I was like, "This is awesome." I knew later on that as we added more moons, planets,
Yeah.
whatever, that
Yes.
that there was like a queer storyline.
Oh,
in it.
absolutely.
Yeah, I knew that, and I knew that.
don't
Yeah, so I
remember.
knew that.
Jenny,
was
what are
happening.
you
remember
talking
the
about?
story.
Neptune, Uranus.
I just remember
Jenny.
like the transformation little moment, and I was like, "Oh my god, so cool!" Like that was the extent of
Well,
my
Jenny,
paying attention.
which Sailor Scout are you?
I only
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Sailor Moon. I think I didn't go too deep into like.
Well, there's
like, I
5,
watched,
the
like,
4 other ones.
But I watched
right
like
away.
the original. I don't
Right, the
really
original
remember.
one.
It's been a while. Yeah, but I just like had all the Sailor Moon stuff, like
You did?
the outfit.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did?
Like my parents got me the outfit, like the little Sailor
Oh,
Moon
that's cool.
wand thing.
Wait, so
That's
how old
cool.
were you then? When
Young,
you're like,
5.
okay,
How old are you?
Now,
Yeah.
31.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, because I was like,
That's a safe age too.
yeah,
Thank you. I made it. But yeah, the reason why I asked about it is like when you play games, like
I see.
Sailor Moon or not
Or
Sailor Moon.
Power Rangers.
Sailor Moon doesn't count because like race wasn't as defined in that. But with like Power Rangers, it was like I
had
am
to be
Yellow
the-
Ranger. Like you
Yeah.
have no choice. Like
Yeah.
you are that. So I was wondering for you, if like for a boy, what
you
would
know
that
what?
be?
I don't think I was kind of too old to like play it, but I would say that I always wanted to be the Black Ranger.
Yeah.
He does-
Black Ranger is awesome.
He does
Black Ranger's really cool.
He does hip hop keto, which
Yes.
combined my emerging love
Keto?
of hip hop keto, which is like
like Aikido.
Aikido.
Hip
Oh,
hop.
Aikido. I
So-
was thinking KET.
and he had a class where he was teaching this is at the age where I was like learning about like hip hop dance, and
Yeah.
I was in karate at the time, so I was like, if only I could combine these two into a powerful
Two things.
dance
This is a
fight
very
form.
Bay Area.
We're
you
having
know?
a really.
And I was
big
like, this
moment.
would be so, and there was an episode where he teaches hip hop keto to some kids, and he does like this really sweet like punch kick combo, and then he does a body roll, which I was like, yo, if you got in a fight and somebody punched you and you body rolled away from it, bro, you would absorb the energy and then turn it
Yeah.
back into a kick. I was like, yo, this is it.
Oh my god.
And I was like working on my body rolls for like years. I still work on it in the mirror. So I thought it was so sweet, man. But I see what you're saying. Like, man, Power Rangers is so fraught, man.
It is
Oh,
fraught.
it is,
Fraught.
yeah.
It is fraught. 90s portrayals of race.
I know.
Yes.
In the media, but in some ways it was kind of better than now. In my opinion.
I'm like currently watching Cheers for the first time.
Whoa.
Why?
First,
I was curious
Okay.
because I didn't grow up watching it. I like knew the opening, but I was like, oh, what is this show about?
it's just
And-
drunks hanging out in the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah,
real,
yeah.
just white people, and it is
No hip hop
race, and
keto.
that is also very interesting.
Mm.
There's race in Cheers.
Barely, but when it I feel like when I like clock when people are not white because there's like one every 4 episodes, and I'm like, that's crazy. There was one where they were afraid that it was going to turn into a gay bar. I don't know. There's like some
Oh.
That's
topics like that.
classic kind of 90s.
90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90s vibe.
Sitcom vibe.
I'm like watching that again, like, wow. this
Wow.
I did not. I was watching the Golden Girls. I wasn't watching this stuff. They were talking about stuff in a much more progressive way on that show.
I feel we have, Jess and I have been dominating the conversation with hilarious things that you and I don't know. I mean, that Jenny doesn't know about.
I'm just going, oh.
So I did want to have, because you brought up this whole thing. We'll come back to it, but you had a little conversation you wanted to have with Jess.
Yes.
That I wouldn't be able to relate with.
Maybe start with the tweet, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. So you did have a sweet tweet, Jess, recently. And the tweet is, the real grift would be offering subscriptions, and I think you're referring to like Instagram subscriptions or something like that. So you're saying the real grift would be offering subscriptions to what I actually think about comedy TV movies of the moment, but it wouldn't be worth the enemies I'd make.
Wow, that's the tweet that they picked.
I thought it, but I was like, yo, I didn't comment, but I was like, yo, I would subscribe the shit out of that. I would fucking love Jess's hot takes on everything, you know? So
let's segue that into a topic that I'm passionate about.
Please.
Carly Rae Jepsen and Taylor Swift's new albums.
Absolutely.
And this is for the folks out there who are more aligned with this interest. In the Venn diagram, my little circle.
Yeah, and I'm going to drink my coffee and just sit back because I don't know anything.
The two genres are sci-fi and Carly Rae Jepsen and Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
But the context here is Carly Rae and Taylor and Meghan Trainor, but that's not really part of the equation.
I'm sorry, that's not
it's
relevant.
not part of it.
I'm really sorry. Sorry, but that's not relevant.
Someone texted me that and I was like, I don't care.
No, that's fully irrelevant. I'm really sorry. That's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. But two albums dropped on the same night.
Two iconic white women.
White women dropped their pop albums. There's a lot of discourse. Obviously, Carly Rae is very popular, but nothing close to Taylor Swift, like Swifties.
Like industry-wise.
Yes, industry-wise. And just like number of, like fan base-wise, it's like probably very different too. I'm a Carly Rae Jepsen stan. I don't know if there's a name that's equivalent to Swiftie.
I think if you were a real Carly Rae Jepsen stan, you would know that.
Is it
Oh, shit.
I don't know. It's kind of like a slur.
I think it's a slur. Yeah. It's like whatever.
Like a Jep.
Yeah. I'm a Jep.
Yeah, Jeps get out.
I also saw someone say, if you're a racist, like R-A-E, cyst, like as and everyone's like, that is not the stand.
I feel
it's really funny. Carly racist.
I think Carly Rae Jepsen is not a good name to like try to figure out a fan.
I mean, Jeps is better, I feel. Jep
for sure, than racist.
Yeah, than racist.
But I'm a Carly Rae Jepsen fan. And I listened to both albums yesterday, and I have to say, Carly Rae's is better. Am I going to get so much flack for this?
No, I think that's...
Are you more of a Swiftie or a racist?
I have to be honest that I'm a Taylor girl. Okay. Like in my heart, in my deepest heart of hearts.
Yeah.
But I love Carly Rae Jepsen. Yes. Like it's not like that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I love her.
Right.
And she's gotten me through some of the most emotionally difficult times of my life.
Her music
has Taylor, but so has Carly.
Yes, they both done their work.
I feel like the opinion is that Carly's is better.
Yes. Thank you.
I think that's just the opinion.
I think it's just like that's what people are saying on the internet.
But
are they saying that? Is that what the consensus?
I mean, I would say hardcore Swifties are not even considered.
Right?
No. But they're not like people.
Yeah.
This is the thing we have to scrap. These people are gonna find my address.
I know. I'm really scared. No. I respect Taylor so.
I love
talented.
Taylor.
Yeah.
I love her. December 13th. My birthday's December 18th.
Oh
I feel
God.
linked to her.
Wow. That's Sages.
But I also think that it's about their overall body of work and the trajectory, because the thing about Carly Rae is that she's kind of hits on hits. Yeah. She's done very few.
Yeah. But
they've all been hits.
Yeah.
Taylor has a long and storied many era body of work. And it's that she's coming off of such a high that almost anything seems a little disappointing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
And she's also just released a lot of music
Yes.
in a very short period of time.
Whereas Carly has not. Carly Rae has not, and so we're like, oh my god, Carly Rae.
Exactly. So I just turned around and looked at the concerned look on Mike's face.
You have to turn to the video for this.
I have to practice. This is like the video where it's like you're showing the really excited kid and then pan to the dad at the concert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's me.
That is
Mike,
you.
what does this say about you and women's interests?
It's very true.
Huh?
Now this Carly Rae Jepsen. This is different from say whoever
Wait.
iCarly
Oh,
is.
no,
Like, that's a different thing.
Oh, no.
That's a different.
I didn't know this is how far back we were on the education.
Wow.
Do you, so wait,
So
what?
all women are the same to
Oh
you.
my god.
Is what you're saying. He was watching Sailor Moon for Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah. I was like, get back Tuxedo Mask out here.
my
Tuxedo
God.
toxic masculinity.
Yes.
Tuxedo Mask.
Tuxedo Mask. That's good.
Oh
That's a
my
good
God.
costume.
That's a
You
good
should have
Tuxedo
that.
Mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
still
sit
have a
around.
week
I
till-
try to explain things to people.
Do it for the live show. So do you for real not know who Carly Rae Jepsen
No, I
is?
do know who Carly Rae Jepsen. I just know
Call
the
me
name.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's her.
see, that's the
Wait.
thing.
The O.
Well, like there's like so many times where I'll like hear a song and then I'll like much later and then I'll be like, oh, I really enjoyed that, and then I'll like look it up and I'll go, oh, that's who this person is. Because I never know,
Right.
like at the time.
Yeah.
You know
all
what I'm saying?
women sound the same. to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just all
I'm just like,
wanting
this-
someone to call us maybe.
Yeah.
Is this this sounds like who was that? Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, they're all this who's sounds the same as whoever played Captain Janeway in Voyager.
Yeah,
It
I've
sounds
heard
the
of a
same.
woman.
I've heard of a
a
woman.
few women, in fact.
Yeah, I think that's interesting.
A binder full of women.
A binder. I
Wow.
have so many
wow,
binders.
wow. I didn't
Kind
know we
of
were
a
getting
throwback
political.
Sorry to get
Today.
political
Yeah.
on the podcast, but
Wow.
a binder full of women.
Okay, so
What a nice time that was. Honestly,
I know, honestly.
we
that
felt
was
so
very
safe
that was
compared
very
to now.
chill.
I know.
I wish we could have that now.
I'll take some binders.
I
of
brought
women.
back. I've brought up my Tumblr a couple of times on this podcast, but I
Yes.
do sometimes go back in the archives to look at my Tumblr, and it is like me getting angry over that binder full of women. I'm like, what a gorgeous time it was for me. And then I'm like blogging Vampire Weekend gifs. You know,
I was gonna say, what genre of Tumblr were you in?
I was very like indie. Like I loved Rashida Jones and Vampire Weekend and like SNL clips. Like that was
Wow,
me.
you're a quirky girl.
Yeah, I was like, I love comedy, but also a collared shirt and loafers. That was
everybody
my
loved.
vibe.
No, everybody loved a collared shirt and
Yeah.
loafers on Tumblr.
Yeah.
That was the vibe.
It was very that vibe, and like it really was Zoe Deschanel.
And you know what that is?
era.
That is the aesthetic of white supremacy.
I know. And much like Jess, I've done a lot of growing since then. And I apologize. Like, in his head.
Now something has fallen off my head. This is the kind of episode it is where like something crazy happens and it's like a cartoon where it's like boing, 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 like just pops right off.
Mike, okay, yeah, go ahead.
I want to return to Carly
Oh, yeah,
Rae Jepsen.
we did not-
Okay, yeah. So I don't know if
touch on the
we've
important
put that.
stuff.
We haven't finished that off.
I just learned recently that not only is Carly Rae Jepsen a Scorpio, but she has the same birthday as Bjork.
Oh. Do you know when that is?
I know Bjork.
I don't know enough to know what. It might have been the other day.
Yeah.
But I think they should do a collab.
That would be iconic.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Carly Rae Jepsen x Bjork collab.
Okay, how do we make this happen?
My friend and I were talking about this, and we literally were like, but you can't like just email Bjork. Like you have to like psychically connect to her.
Yeah.
Or like you wake up one
Yeah,
day,
yeah,
Bjork
yeah.
is already in your room.
Exactly.
And
Right.
you're already doing the collab.
Right. Yeah.
Bjork has to decide.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, Bjork is like a mystical unicorn that when you're ready,
It's
she
already
will appear.
done.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
when
It's
you're
already-
ready. It's done.
it's already happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't remember saying that. I
Yeah.
don't remember singing those words.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I was about to do a Bjork impression, which I cannot do, so I'll stop myself there.
Okay. Can I talk to Jess now?
Yeah. Okay, your turn. We have to
Back.
take turns because
We
we,
have to
don't
take back.
overlap.
Oh no. Do you know about? No. I also found out that you are a big fan of Achewood.
I am.
Yeah,
I
you had
am.
like a little interview,
Yeah,
where you talked about it.
I did a Vulture interview recently for a series that Vulture does called Underrated, where they talk to comedians about like underrated comedy that they're into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and mine was the web series Achewood.
Achewood is so good. I was
You love Achewood.
I love Achewood.
Okay,
And
interesting.
once again, the Venn diagram kind of stops here.
This is a literally experiment of whether I get along better with men or women.
That is kind of interesting.
It is. No, and
There's no way.
Sorry.
Well, hold on. I don't know. Maybe.
Wait, I'm going to ask a sensitive question.
Go ahead.
Are both of you straight?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So that really is the question.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's why we brought you on
And
here.
we're all from the Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people can be so different from each other.
We really
That's what this
can be.
podcast's about.
Yeah.
Bringing people together.
Yeah.
And then ripping them
In
apart.
part, yeah.
Yeah, I love Achewood. I was trying to explain to Jenny what
he
Achewood
was.
is, and
It's hard to explain.
It's hard to explain. It's a web series, web comic,
It's
but
a comic? Okay.
It's a comic, but it's like expansive in its universe. It's like it's set in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
But it's these anthropomorphic animals who do human stuff.
Okay.
You know, they drive cars and they party and they do all these things, but like the humor in it is like so surreal.
It's kind of like a corrupt Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
In that the concept is sort of like there's a house, like the guy who draws the comic, it's his house, and he has these like stuffed animal friends.
Right.
And they like have their own lives and do their own thing.
But like,
they're like, you know, drunks and drug addicts.
Yeah. They
And
talk
horror
about
stuff happens.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like there's kidnappings and all sorts of like murders.
Oh.
Yeah, like you know, true villain characters.
Yeah.
You know, all these things, and then but the sensibility of it is like it like kind of rides the line where it's funny. It's really funny, and the humor is like super. There's like whole parts of it, like of the comic, where sometimes it's just a flow chart. It's just like the flow chart of the person's thinking, and that's like that'll be an episode. It'll just be like the thinking of the flow chart of this character, and then there's other times where it's like almost like a horror thing.
Yeah,
you know, I think it's very scary.
There are
Could be
scary,
very scary
moments.
Yeah.
It's very minimalist art.
Yeah, art is like almost nothing. Yeah.
The art is very minimalist and the writing is very lush.
Yes.
All of the characters have a different specific
very different way of speaking.
Okay.
Yeah. The references are like super, like he pulls from all sorts of different things. Like, you know, like sometimes it's like classic stuff. Sometimes it's like psychology. Sometimes it's like
it's
sci-fi
really
stuff.
It's a smart,
really
smart comic.
Yeah.
Wow.
I can see why this person stopped, because it must have been a crazy thing to care. It ended in like quote unquote. It went on hiatus, quote unquote, until like starting in 2012 or something like that. So it's been like a decade.
Yeah.
So how long, like when would you say was the peak of the time you were looking at Achewood? And like how old were you? I
would say 20 to that. So I started reading it because I had a lot of free time at my day job when I worked at the University of California. And
I don't think I knew that about you.
Yeah, so I worked there and I had a lot of free time because literally that job probably had 2 weeks when it was really busy and then like 50 weeks of nothing. And so 50 weeks I would just find different webcomics to read, and that was one of them. And because it's such an expansive world, it took me forever to like catch up. So I would say that's 2007, 2008 is when I would read it. That's probably like the peak of it, but I kept following it for like years and years until it ended basically in about 2010 or 2012. And it like even to this day I went and back because I wanted to kind of catch up on it. So I started reading it again and I was like, oh, there can be good art in the world.
Absolutely.
You know, I was like, there's so many times where I'm like, oh, there's so much stuff like, you know, I go on Instagram, I go on Reels or TikTok and YouTube and everything feels the same. It's like the same thing over and over and over again with just different balls. Like, I've
been thinking a lot about how specifically TikTok. I mean, social media in general, but definitely specifically for some reason, the mechanism of TikTok has made it so that people express themselves the same way.
Yeah.
There's like a set of like 20 phrases that you can say, and then you just pick which one is like right for the situation.
Yeah.
And I think that's really disturbing.
Yeah.
And like I'm not on TikTok, so I'm not like that. Sorry to be like, I'm not like that, but like, I'm not. Like, I'm not gonna say like, I fear. Like, I'm not gonna talk like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like, to bring it back, Achewood is about all of these characters having such specific voices and points of view. And I think that is what makes it so good. And what is so valuable about like being people like in the world is that we're actually all different.
Super different.
And we don't all have to say like unalive.
Right.
Or like unserious.
Yeah.
Like things that like don't mean anything actually, that we've fully taken the full meaning out of. Like, what does unserious mean?
I don't even know. That's the first time I've heard that word.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that like a Gen Z thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wow, they're so unserious.
But what does that mean?
I don't know.
Specifically. No, nobody knows.
Yeah. I like couldn't define it.
I have a problem with that. I think there should be specifically and intention.
Yeah.
That's just me.
But
that's
you definitely won't get that on TikTok.
That's like with Achewood, it's such a and with all these different voices, you hear the voice of the creator.
Yeah.
Like the creators, this is what is funny to this person. And it's I don't want to say it's like hard to get into or something like that, but it feels, when I read it, it feels like a crazy inside joke that you would have with your best friend. Like all these different characters like have a crazy inside joke with all.
That's been going for 10 years.
Going on for 10 years, and they reference different things. But I think it's very accessible if you kind of like, but it's like anti, it's not clean, you know what I'm saying? It's not like this is good, this is bad. This, you know, everybody's good, everybody's bad. Everybody has the thing they want. Everybody wants different things, and that's what drives it. And that's where all the humor comes from, is like everybody reacting different ways to things. So anyways.
So who do you relate to from Achewood?
Okay. Excellent. Ray Smuckles. The Ray Smuckles in the world. Ray Smuckles he's really wealthy.
He's a
hedonistic party animal.
He's a pervert.
He's a pervert.
Nasty.
He's a nasty pervert.
He loves watching women sit on cake. That's his thing.
Okay.
He's a anthropomorphic cat wearing a thong.
Yeah.
Okay.
And a gold chain, and he always wears sunglasses.
Yeah.
And one of my best gifts I ever got was my sister got me the Ray Smuckles decision-making flowchart. And it's a flowchart where basically the idea is just to get hammered. Right? And like, but it does it in, the flowchart is like so funny. And it's so, oh fuck, I can't even fucking, if for me to say to you, oh, it's just about this character is he just likes to get drunk, that makes it seem like one thing. But when you read the flowchart, it's like,
you're trying to describe a very visual thing.
I cannot.
You literally have to like look at and read.
I cannot.
I'm just watching.
Fucking do it. Okay. There is a limit to our reality where the words that come out of my mouth mean nothing as soon as I say it, because I cannot reach true, like, realness.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Okay.
So it's a great series.
Sounds great. I mean, I would love to read it. I just I get afraid if it's like really an intense world to enter.
We should have done a preparation session where we watch Star Wars, listen to Carly Rae Jepsen.
I know.
And read some Achewood. Okay. Yeah. Next time we have you on, we're going to do that. We're going to have a party.
We're going to prepare.
This is going to be the
homework.
Yeah, homework.
This is going to be the weirdest.
Finally, Bay Area Asian stuff that we all can get on board with.
All right. Unit 1, Carly Rae Jepsen.
Compare and contrast Carly Rae Jepsen and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, exactly.
Show your work.
Okay, we didn't talk about anything about you other than your opinions on pop culture.
I guess that's true. I don't know. That's revealing of me. But go ahead.
So you wrote for the second season of Our Flag Means Death.
Yes.
So I wanted to talk about that. What was it like?
I guess that is also high genre.
Yeah, it is high genre. Yeah.
How was it? How was the experience? How are you feeling?
I mean, I feel a little crazy right now because the show is in production in New Zealand, and recently, yesterday, the cast posted that they had the day off, and so they went and did a tour of like the set of Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, yes. Hobbiton.
And I'm fucking dying. I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
the fact that you haven't gone there. No, it's crazy. I've been there.
I wish I was.
You've been to Hobbiton?
I've been to Hobbiton.
And this is where our Venn diagram.
Now we're coming
I've also
together.
been to
You've been to Hobbiton?
No, see, this is important.
This is an important
This is an
conversation.
important
Now choose one. Which one? Man or woman? Ha
Incredible.
I want to go to Hobbiton.
You would
It's
love it. Did you do the
awesome.
night one where you eat?
No, I did the day one.
I did the
What
night
did you
one.
eat?
That you eat like a Hobbit meal.
What was it?
I don't remember. It was like a stew thing, like a meat, like, and they give you like the beer and the big thing, and then you like sit in there and you like have a full meal.
How was it?
The meal itself was like fine, but it was cool to be at Hobbiton at night, and then
it's-
they like walk you around with lanterns afterwards.
It's when you get there, and I mean, New Zealand is a beautiful place.
It's so beautiful.
And you're it's beautiful rolling hills, and you get off the bus or whatever, or you can drive there, and you like literally turn a corner and you're in the Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
You turn the corner and
That's so
you're
cool.
there. You're there.
Yeah.
And it's very well done. And
So you're telling me we should have been talking about Lord of the Rings?
we
This
should be
is
talking about the Lord of the Rings.
something that men and women can
we
come
can finally
together.
come together.
Men and women agree. Lord of the Rings.
Finally.
You're here to hear first.
Phew.
How about this? Just to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Is there a Lord of the Rings character
Yes.
that is like Darth Maul? You know what I'm saying?
Gay?
Yeah.
Well,
Or
first of all,
rather,
they're
yeah.
all
Yes, they're all
I would
gay.
say all,
Okay, you're
yeah,
right.
They're all gay. I mean, the thing that makes the Lord of the Rings characters in general different from gay Darth Maul is that they're all really kind of tethered to a purpose. And the thing that makes gay Darth Maul special is that he's freed himself from that.
Yes.
And
You're
he's just fully
right.
enjoying his life.
No, you're right. When you get cut in half,
Yeah.
you are free to do
When
whatever
you
the
get
fuck you
bottom
want.
surgery,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
you can really become who
yeah.
you're meant to be.
Wow.
Yeah, so I really think that the characters of Lord of the Rings could maybe take a little lesson from
Yeah. Hey,
Darth
maybe
Maul.
maybe get cut in half. Maybe go explore Mount Doom.
You know, what does Frodo want?
What does Frodo? Yeah.
Like
you're right.
outside of
Outside
To
of
destroy
one
the
thing.
ring.
out of sight
Yeah.
of out of sight of being
Everybody
destroying
wants
the
to
One Ring.
destroy the ring.
Everybody
Like,
wants to
what do
destroy the
they
ring.
actually
So
Right.
hack.
Right,
Come on.
right.
Yeah. Look inside yourself.
what do
right
they want?
behind your job. We're all
Right.
more than our jobs.
You're more than just a cog in a machine.
exactly.
You're
What
more
makes
than
you
just the
happy?
ring bearer. Okay. What interests do you have? Frodo?
Exactly.
I actually think, I mean, that is what the original Lord of the Rings is about, right? That the hobbits were outside of
That's
that
true.
machine. But then
That's
they
true.
were forced. They were forced to enter into this system that was oppressing them.
Yo.
And that's capitalism.
And that's capitalism.
That's why I love having people from the Bay Area on, dude. Okay, this is why. This is why. Everything comes back to capitalism.
It always comes back to
Boom.
capitalism.
All right, I'll see you at People's Park. We're gonna be doing the thing with the sticks, you know, where you,
Yeah.
you know.
What is that?
I don't know.
The stick, devil stick?
The devil sticks.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that. People look it up. Jess, where can our fans find you and your work?
You can find me on Twitter at Jes Tom, that's JESTOM, or on Instagram at Jes the Kid. And can I plug?
Of course.
Plugging?
Yes.
When does this get released?
This
30th.
30th.
Oh, perfect. I'm doing my hour stand-up show, Less Lonely, at the Bell House for New York Comedy Festival, November 9th at 10 p.m.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, we didn't even talk about the fact that part of the reason I was like, oh, we got to get Jess on the pod is because one of my very good friends out of nowhere
That's right.
told me that I forgot what we were talking about, but
No,
she
say
goes
it into the mic.
Yeah, she goes,
Do it.
well, do you know this comedian Jes Tom? Like, they were my favorite comedian I've ever seen in real life do stand up. And I texted Mike and said, I think we should get Jess on the pod. And then I think I told you later that night
You did.
when I heard it, and Mike had already told Jess in between that time that I had said that.
Mike, unbeknownst to Jenny, I was with Mike at an event.
Yeah.
And Mike, I guess, read the text, turned to me.
And just said it, and I was like, wait, that was my information to share to Jess.
No, and then I came home from that event to a DM from Jenny saying it again, and I was like, yes, like, everybody should say
Everybody
this to
should
me.
just keep the
This is how
this.
people should greet me. By going, did you know Jenny Arimoto said she was talking to her friend?
But it was just, I was like, well, I should have never told Mike. Because it
Never
got
tell
there
me.
Don't trust
faster.
anyone.
Don't
Never.
ever trust anyone.
Never. Stolen valor. But yeah, definitely check that out. I'm gonna try to come by. I'm excited about it.
I'm in
Come
Japan,
to
or
it.
else
Fun.
I would be there for
Wow.
real.
Japan.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm so sorry.
Well, fine. Just visit the motherland.
I'll live stream in.
Sounds like Just Chose Men.
Wow.
Throw my coffee
That
in
is
Mike's
wow.
face.
Well, you can always find the podcast on Instagram at Asian Not Asian Pod, and you can find me on Instagram at Nice Pants Bro.
And I'm at Jenny Arimoto.
Please check out our next stand-up show. That's November 17th. That's a Thursday. Just so you know, November 17th. You can find the tickets in the episode description. And you know what? Next time, the reading, Achewood, Carly Rae Jepsen. Are we also adding in Taylor Swift?
Yeah, Taylor
Swift.
Yeah.
No, because you have to. It's a compare and contrast.
It's a compare and contrast.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay, that's unit 1. Then we have Achewood. Then we have
Star
Wars episode 1.
Yeah.
And
Please generate 10 gay Darth Maul.
boom. Please be ready for
Doing
your
different
discussion
activities.
section.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.